right, we'll call the meeting to order and ask Mr. Coley to please call the roll.
I will. Commissioner Anderson?
Here.
Commissioner Cannell?
Here.
Commissioner Hamilton?
Here.
Commissioner Herbert?
Here.
Commissioner Robinson?
Here.
Commissioner Thompson?
Here.
Commissioner Williams?
Paris.
Appears not to be here. Absent. I'll mark you present if he arrives. How's that?
I'm pretty sure he's not here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be here.
Okay.
The minutes were sent by email, and is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? First board action is 1289, amending commitment appropriations for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2012. Ms. Roach.
Commissioners, I'll remind you, we do this almost every year about this time, and I'll recognize Sherry Ottinger for this presentation.
Good morning, Commissioners. Today I'd like to take just a few minutes to provide you with an update on KUB's fiscal year 2013 appropriations. Last month, Mr. Walker met with the Audit and Finance Committee and provided an update of the budget performance for the current year. Today I will have some updates to that information, and we'll also discuss commitment appropriations as well. Total appropriations for this fiscal year are $841 million. This was approved by the board last May. Our current forecast is now $824 million. This is a reduction of $17 million or 2%, and we'll discuss the particulars in the next slide. But I do want to go ahead and let you know that we are currently forecasting all 4 divisions to be under budget for the year. Therefore, we do not have a request today for additional budget appropriations. Commissioners, this chart compares the variance for the current forecast of expenditures against the approved budget by division and by major cost component. On this chart, a parenthetical will indicate that the item is over budget. As you can see, each of the 4 divisions is projected to be under budget. The electric division by $12.4 million, the gas division by $2.6 million, $300,000 for the water division, and $1.6 million for the wastewater division. And when we look at the major cost components, you can see that wholesale energy is the main driver of that variance. It is projected to be $13.1 million under budget, and that is the primary reason that both the electric and gas divisions are forecast to be under budget. The $10.6 million in the electric division is 2.5%, and the $2.4 million in the gas division represents a decrease of approximately 4%. In both cases, this is driven by the wholesale costs. The costs were lower than anticipated in both divisions for this year. O&M expenditures are projected to be $1.3 million over budget. The January storms that we experienced are the driver for the electric division, which is approximately $600,000 over budget. The gas division is also $600,000 over budget, and this is driven by new regulations related to distribution integrity. Capital expenditures are $6.6 million or 4% under budget. And again, you can see the main activity is in the electric and gas divisions. In the electric division, this is driven by the timing of a new electric substation, the Cherokee Trail substation. And in the gas division, it is also a timing difference related to expenditures for the Alcoa Highway project. Debt service is projected to be $1.5 million over budget. You may recall that KUB just completed a bond issue, and this was an advance refunding. The bonds that we were replacing were not callable until 2015. Because of this, we established an escrow account, and the interest payments for the bonds that were defeased still have to be made up until that call date. We have 2 options for how we fund that. One is we can increase the size of the debt issue, or we can pay up front from available cash. In the case of the wastewater division, it was a sizable amount, approximately $10 million. So we did work that money into the new bond issue. For the other 3 divisions, we paid up front from available cash. So that is why you see that the electric, gas, and water divisions are over budget from a current year perspective for debt service. equivalents are all within 1% of budget. And so that brings us to our total of 16.8 million under budget, or 2%. Commissioners, this chart includes the expenditures that we just discussed, but it also includes revenue variances. This allows us to take a look at the net cash impact to each division. And as you can see, sales margin is a key factor at 19.5 million. I would like to provide you with an update there. Up through the end of February, we were experiencing a relatively mild winter. However, the month of March was historically cold, and that has definitely improved our sales margins in the electric and gas division, and that is reflected in our new forecast. The electric division sales margin is 17.7 million, an increase in cash. This is driven by the prior fiscal year. We have an under recovery of purchase power cost. We do build that under recovery, or if it's an over recovery, we build it into our rates, and the board has approved this through the purchase power adjustment. So that was to be expected that we would collect that additional money this year. Likewise, in the gas division, although revenues are down slightly, sales margin is up by 1.8 million. The gas division also had a small under recovery last fiscal year of purchase gas cost. Water and wastewater revenues are down slightly. That is due to decreases in consumption. Other revenues are projected to be a decrease of 1.5 million in total. Electric division is 700,000 increase. The gas division has a decrease of 2.3 million. In both cases, those are just timing differences. They are related to reimbursements, to contributions in aid of construction on a couple of large projects. And then finally, the expenditures of 3.8 million. Again, this is the O&M, capital, debt service, and taxes and equivalents that we just discussed on the other slide. So the main reason for the 3.8 positive variance there, again, is the capital, and in particular, the electric division with the new substation. In total, KUB will have 22 million additional cash prior for this year. And again, that was driven mainly by the electric division and that recovery of previous wholesale costs. The gas division, $300,000 decrease. The water division has a $200,000 decrease, and the wastewater division is improved by $500,000. So do you have any questions at this time? Okay. Next, I'm going to discuss commitment appropriations. As you know, the board each day approves budget appropriations for the upcoming fiscal year and also approves commitment appropriations. Budget appropriations are for the expenditures that we're going to make during that fiscal year, whereas commitment appropriations are for the commitments that we will make to spend money in future years. So the budget appropriations only cover the expenditures for that year, and we need to have authority both to spend and to make commitments to spend. So last May, the board did approve $37.2 million in commitment appropriations for the 4 divisions. Over the past couple of weeks, staff has reviewed the commitments that we have made during this fiscal year and ones still to be made before we reach June 30th. And we have determined that additional commitment appropriations are needed in all 4 divisions. The total amount of commitment appropriations we will be requesting, additional, will be $35 million. So starting with the electric division, we will be requesting $16.7 million in additional commitment appropriations. Again, this is driven by the timing of that Cherokee Trail substation. There are also some other substations which are having replacements or upgrades that factor into that. In the gas division, we have ongoing cast iron main replacements, and so we have several contracts that we will be signing between now and the end of the year. Likewise, in the water division, the Cecil Avenue area, this is a cast iron main replacement project. The old Andridge pipe involves several types of pipe, including cast iron, and is also an upgrade. So we are requesting $3.3 million in additional commitments for the water division. For wastewater division, it's $11.3 million. Again, there we have a lot of ongoing rehabilitation and replacement work, wastewater treatment plant. So resolution 1272 from last May provided $37.2 million in commitment appropriations. Today, the request that we have before you, resolution 1289, is for $35 million of additional commitment appropriations. And that brings our total to $72.2 million. Do you have any questions?
Question?
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else on this?
That's all we have.
Any discussion? Motion?
Thank you.
Any discussion? Mr. Coley, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Cannell, Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
Commissioner Herbert,
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Resolution 1289 is passed.
Is there any other business that we need to take care of before we get to the five-year budget? Anybody have anything? All right, then, well, while we're still in open meeting, is there anybody from the audience that wants to talk to